Welcome back to another movie review. This week, or today, I got Marty Supreme, so we'll be discussing that a little bit more. My review is going to cover kind of a little bit of the promotional aspect around the poster trailer, my thoughts around those, and then the overall movie experience. What was the audience reaction? What time of day did I see it? Also talk a little bit about the audio and the music, visuals and effects, the overall characters and story, and then what the final score is. So saw Marty Supreme on a Friday afternoon at 3:30. It's been out a few weeks. I know this is 2026. Marty Supreme came out in 2025. Just didn't have enough time to go see it due to being out of town and also catching a head cold that had kind of put me out for a week or so. But first up, we're going to talk about the promotional aspect a little bit, just because I used to work in the theater industry for about 15 years, so I always enjoyed the movie poster aspects and what they did to promote the movies within that art form, even though it's slowly kind of gone downhill in the last 20 years. For the most part, most movie posters look very typical. A lot of them look the same. Nothing different with the poster for Marty Supreme. It's simple, effective, but overall generic and kind of visually not exciting. It's just either you got the version where it just says Marty Supreme with the very small Timothy Chalamet on the cover, and then there's also the other one, which is basically Timothy Chalamet at a table tennis table. And then the trailer, I think the trailer is what really sold this movie. I think what really sold it to me was it was hard to tell what the movie was going to be about, which is always great with trailers, especially in this day where the trailers are 3 minutes long and give you the whole damn story most of the time, which is very annoying. I wish trailers would just be shorter, to the point. If you could sell me on your trailer in 30 seconds, then you know you're going to have something good there. But overall, the trailer was fantastic. It was hard to tell if it was going to be a movie mostly about table tennis or about this character who kind of brings a lot of chaos into his life with the actions that he takes. And then there's also the Everybody Wants to Rule the World song, kind of 80s synth pop going on in the trailer that really solidified it and really sold it to me. And I think I'll discuss that a little bit in regards to the overall audio aspect of the movie. But first, the movie experience, saw it on a Friday afternoon, pretty decent crowd. It was at 3:30 showing, so decent sized crowd. Watched it with my son. He's 16, so he was really wanting to watch this movie. And then the audience had some great reactions, especially to some of the dialogue. And there's some very interesting dialogue in a few key moments of this movie that, maybe don't deserve a laugh, but they were pretty funny. And then the audio and music. So overall, I think the sound design was great for this, especially with the movie that's very dialogue heavy. Yeah, there's a little bit of action in regards to some of the table tennis scenes and a few other scenes that I won't discuss. They kind of give a little bit of spoilers. But overall, the audio was great. The mix was good. You can hear all the dialogue. Especially with some of the characters who talk really fast, a lot of chaos in a few scenes with a bunch of people talking. And then the music, I really, really love the music in this movie. It helped to drive the 230-minute runtime along with the fast-paced chaoticness of the characters and the dialogue. And the music was very 80s inspired and synced up with the trailer presentation. So outside of one or two scenes where they did some contemporary music of the time playing in the background or in a car, a majority of the music that kind of helped push the story along and helped drive the movie was kind of this 80s synth vibe, and really appreciated the soundscape that provided. And then the visuals and effects, I overall, it was a visually great looking movie. Some of the scenes with the table tennis were kind of really focused on the actual games. You can tell there's audience in the background, but the way they lighted it kind of provided a little bit more intrigue and suspense around the matches that were occurring. So special effects wise, I'm sure there are some special effects in there, but it was, pretty contemporary based movie. The overall colors and the way they shot a lot of the scenes, I felt great for the time, and provided a lot of dramatic appeal. And then character-wise, the movie's called Marty Supreme, who is very full of himself. He is a narcissist. He's very egotistical, has very little care for the people around him, and that's kind of what the movie is about. He has this singular vision of what he wants to do, and he's going to do it at any cost. Where I think the movie kind of lacked within the characters is there are some supporting characters in the movie that didn't really, I don't think, had too much of an impact in the overall story. Primarily his mother. She does come up a lot in some conversations in regards to kind of harping on him about things, but she's not in the movie outside of a few scenes, and she's just kind of a background character for the most part. And then there's his best friend, played by Tyler, the Creator, who was really good in the movie, but his role is pretty small. And outside of one or two key scenes, it was another instance of he was kind of there to help move the story along for the most part, and kind of provide this, I guess, counter approach to how Marty interacted with the people in his life. Then there's a couple other characters that are kind of his business partners. He has a female friend who will follow him and support him in any manner. She's just kind of known him since they were young, basically loves him, and he doesn't really reciprocate. But overall, Chalamet was fantastic in it. Gwyneth Paltrow was fantastic in it. All the other supporting cast was fantastic. And then the story. Going back to the trailer, I really enjoyed that the trailer didn't give away the story. For the most part, it was hard. It's one of those trailers where there were some kind of set pieces that were in the trailer, and you're like, okay, is this movie going to be about table tennis, or is it going to be about some... I was getting this kind of mob vibe from the trailer, and if it was going to go that route, I think a little bit it does go in there, but only for like kind of one of the side characters. But overall, it's a movie about a character who has a singular vision of getting to the World Table Tennis Championships and what he does to get there. So a lot of the movie follows him trying to, how is he going to earn the money to make these trips across the sea to both Europe and also Japan. There's an underlying rivalry between him and a Japanese player that is built up over time, and some of the characters that he meets throughout help kind of drive this rivalry a little bit. So the movie, in essence, is about table tennis, but mostly about this narcissistic character who has this vision and will do anything to get there, even hurting the people around him, causing enough chaos. And the overall pacing of the movie really drives that home. It's kind of a fast-paced movie. The 2.5 hours fly by. And so in final assessment, I'd say, definitely 4 out of 5 stars for this. Definitely recommend watching it in the theater. Definitely recommend seeing it before it leaves the theater. So that is Marty Supreme, 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Love the dialogue. Love how it visually looked. And the characters were also entertaining to see them kind of chaos through their lives. So stick around. I'll have some other reviews for the other movies I watched over this last weekend. And until next time, have yourself a good day.